So that's the basic story there. That's the overall caloric ratio. These are correlations with things, right? So this is, well, these are how well these things correlate with each other. So it's really, this is the balance one, or the ratio correlates the most with the output thing, so that's really strong. And the food one is messier, right? So this is the ratio as a function of the food scores, so that's going down. But this is a little more jumbled, and we had a lot more exercise terms. That's really what it was. We have a lot more exercise terms. So it could be improved in lots of ways. These are deviations, so it's going to have the same color scheme, but it's the deviations from the national average. These are ordered in different ways, and I'll finish in a second, but this is the overall caloric ratio or balance thing, and right, so not doing so well. Of course, that's all on the thing. And so, but you can see there's quite a bit of jumbling there. You can see how the output one, this is more clearly correlated with this one. This is more jumbled. Right, South Dakota has an enormous number of, like, bacon is just like every other word, basically, in their tweets, and that, it's not a great look. It's fine, I mean, it's all right, it's good energy, I suppose. So, actually, I mean, that's been the great problem, right, for the last 30 years, is like, don't eat fat. That idea you shouldn't eat fat. And of course, everything got sugar-laden, fat-free ice cream, but it was this very animistic thing, like, you eat fat, that's fat. But there's some more complexity to food and bodies. Sugar gets, Anyway, so these are, you can see it's much more scrambled if you sort it by the input. There are a few other pieces in here. We've seen some of these shifts, and you can go through and analyze those things. Girl Scout cookies are in there. Mango, catfish, broccoli. I mean, it's really cake with frosting, right? Pecan pie, it's good stuff. So there's all that. All right, so this is sort of a big piece to finish on, I suppose. So these are correlations with this score that we have, our caloric balance or ratio. So this is, these are all these demographic variables for these states: overweight this way, physical inactivity. This is life expectancy. That's actually kind of going the other way. So, yes, right, sorry, yeah, of course. Right, so yeah, these are life expectancies, yes, good. And this is where we have diabetes, high blood pressure, heart disease, and death. So all of those things also correlate with obesity. And so you can imagine having this thing sort of be over different time scales, and looking at from year to year, are things changing? People introduce, what happens if you make this sugar tax in New York City? Can you gauge if that's had any effect? It is just Twitter. This is if you want to get into all these things, you can see all of these details. So we looked at other things, not just health, but so there are things like people who eat fruit and so on, but income, so this socioeconomic stuff. The big 5 personality traits, which the whole Cambridge Analytica thing is wrapped around, allegedly, right? So what is it again? It's neuroticism, openness, it's ocean, right? Conscientiousness, neuroticism is in the Northeast, agreeableness, sort of a Midwest thing. So you can see if they're correlating. And they're not, I don't think they did actually, right? Openness is here, conscientiousness is here, agreeableness is here. So this is 0.05 and this is 0.01 in terms of, right, so we did something a little, it's the Benjamin Hochberg Q values, which is an adjustment of P values to handle the fact that you've got many things that you're regressing against. Yeah. Did any of them make it in? Maybe not really. Okay, so, but up the top, the things that are correlating strongly with it, well-being score is here, death rate, obesity. So basically, this was to show that it works pretty well. I mean, we put a fair amount of effort into it, but it could be refined and made. And it departs, it's I think in some ways our second big example of a lexical meter, right? Words in. Obviously we want to be able to handle GIFs and pictures of cats, because that's going to change things. There's various other things.